And we're pulling TEQ GT Trunks. Oh, no. Don't you dare be the only SSR in this movie. No. That's not an SSR. That is Baba food right there, guys. Even though he does get an awakening, he has had his on JP already. Even though he does awaken, guys, he's still terrible. there's no two words about it. I'm going to take the 10,000 Baba points, so I'll take it.
Alright, guys. So what you just saw was the clip from my brother, the First Warden, that kind of inspired this video. So, like, I was watching my boy First Warden, you know, summon for Super Saiyan 3 Angel Tech Goku on Global, and he kind of mentioned that about the GT Trunks, the support Trunks, who I have used quite often, and I've always, you know, touted to people that he was very good. I did some talking with Warden. Warden was adamant that he was just joking around. Obviously, the Trunks is a good unit, but I do got to give Warden a lot of props. I got to give my boy thanks because of him kind of mentioning that, and then me in my head, like, I was trying to stack up where exactly does Trunks fit, like, on Super Tech. I kind of, you know, got the idea to do this video, and I think I'll probably do one of these for each typing. Like, so I'll do 10 in total. I'll do, you know, top 10 units for Super Tech, top 10 units for Extreme Tech, you know, Super SCR, on and on. So let me, you know, since this is the first one, let me explain a lot of the ways I'm going to go about this. I also do want to give shout-outs to my man, Gaming Claw, because, you know, his, like, SSR analysis videos and stuff, I feel like when I was first learning Dokkan, they were kind of like a big boon for me to kind of, like, on my path to know exactly what makes a unit good or something. So I definitely am taking some inspiration from the Gaming Claw, and then obviously the First Warden kind of gave me the idea unintentionally here, so big shout outs to both of them. Make sure y'all go check them out, and let's get into this list. So what we're doing here is we are going to go over the 10 units I think are best on Mono Tech, okay? But not Mono Tech, Super Tech. Now, okay, I want to also try and preface that basically we're going to go through these units about how they fit on Super Saiyan 3 Angel Tech Goku's team, okay? Because we're going off the basis that we're running, you know, double Super Saiyan 3 Angel Tech Goku, so you got the double 120% leads for Super Tech. So, because of this, the leader skills of all of the other units, I am completely, like, that is irrelevant to these units ranking on this video. Like, for example, LR Goku will be among these 10 units. I don't give a damn about his leader skill in terms of this ranking system I'm doing, because what we're, like, kind of measuring is how he fits on Super Saiyan 3 Angel Tech Goku's team. You guys get what I'm saying? Also, I will say, this is pretty opinionated to me. This is my personal top 10 list. If you disagree, that is fine. Feel free to let me know in the comments. Just, you don't have to be a dick about it, I guess I could say. But if you think, for example, that is BS that unit is there, this unit should be here, don't just say that. Explain to me why in the comments. I do actually want to see what y'all are thinking. Now, the other thing, too, I'm going to do is I'm actually going to start with number 1 and work my way down. The reason for this is I feel as though the top of these lists are all pretty obvious. So we'll start there. We'll start with the obvious units that I don't need to discuss much. And then as we get down, we'll talk more about the units that are a little closer together. Because obviously, you know, for Super Tech, right? Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta and Super Saiyan 3 Angel Tech Goku are leagues ahead of, like, every other Super Tech unit. So they're 1 and 2. We know this. But what is 3 to 10? That's where things get a little trickier. Let's go ahead and jump in right now. Number 1 here, of course, is Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta. Now, I thought long and hard about if I should make Angel Tech Goku the default number 1 since we are using his leader skill. But in the end, I just decided that Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta, he just has so much going on for him that I did have to place him at 1. Obviously, you guys should know that he gives himself flat out 120% to his attack. He greatly raises his attack and defense for 1 turn after he super attacks, which is a 50% buff to his attack, and then a 50% buff to his defense. Plus, you add in his high chance of evading and countering enemy super attacks, and this dude is a monster. He is a good defensive unit if you can correctly predict where your opponent will be super attacking, and if you can get him to super before he gets hit several times. So Gogeta is a perfect unit to put second. So like you'll put, you know, Angel Tech Goku in the first slot, Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta in the second slot, and then, you know, whatever floater unit you have in your third slot. That way you can get the max benefit from Gogeta's defense boost. But if you don't want to do that, you could put him in the first slot where there's likely to be more overall attacks in your hopes of getting that counter. Now, I want to throw this out there because it's going to be a misconception, and I know there's going to be comments telling me I'm wrong about this, but, you know, there was research done on the Dokkan sub. Don't shoot the messenger. Don't be mad about me. So, Mobile Man over on the Dokkan sub ran numbers. He ran a series of tests to try and figure out, like, what Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta's true counter percentage is. We all thought high chance usually equates to 50%. So we see high chance and we think it's about a 50% chance that he would counter. According to tests that Mobile Man did on the Dokkan sub, Gogeta's counter chance appears to be closer to 70% than it is 50%, which makes Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta an absolute monster. Again, those are, you know, tests back that up. So when you just say, no, he has a 50% chance of evading, I'm going to need to see some research. You're going to need to back this up. Otherwise, I'm going to go with Mobile Man, who showed us, you know, a long list of tests to determine that. Now, last thing I do want to point out, one thing, of course, that is very good for our boy Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta here is his links over in a flash, Kamehameha, Shocking Speed, Fierce Battle, Super Saiyan, all good. I will say, the team as a whole, like this 10-unit list would look a lot different if Gogeta had prepared for battle. But as it stands, Gogeta not having prepared for battle changes the back end of this list dramatically. I'll talk about that more once we get there. Number 2 on the list, of course, is Super Saiyan 3 Angel Tech Goku here. He does immense damage, he has a rare chance to stun, and of course his passive is 120% attack, and then he gets an additional 20% attack per rainbow orb obtained, which I believe you can cap that at 5 rainbow orbs, correct me if I'm wrong, which could give you an extra 100% attack. Now, there's not much to talk about with this guy. He's very good, but basically he just does damage. That's basically all he does. His leader skill, of course, is what we're factoring in for this team. And his links, Golden Warrior, Super Saiyan, Over in a Flash, Limit Breaking Form, Fierce Battle, obviously are very good and work well on the team. That pretty much covers him. Let's go ahead and move on to the third unit. Now, here is where people could start to get upset, and I could understand. But I actually have Tenshinhan, Tien, Risky Super Attack Tien, in the third slot. Now, the reason for this, okay, global players are starting to become more aware of this, but when it comes to 120% leads and up, super attack or support units are just OP broken. End of story. When you have lower leader skills, you know, if you're using an LR and you have the 90%, or using like Vegeto Blue and you've got 50%, or even, you know, just the old OG God leads with 70%, the support units don't really have that, you know, opportunity to shine. But now that we're at 120%, or even, you know, some of the category leads, Intelligence Angel Golden Freeze is giving 170% attack, you know, Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta giving 150% attack. Like, these supports, the amount of damage that they contribute to the team is more than just like another random hard hitter. Your team will output more damage with Tien on rotation than it would if you had, say, the Father-Son Gallic Gun Vegeta at SA10. This Tien is going to raise the attack of Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta, Super Saiyan 3 Angel Tech Goku, Super Saiyan 3 Gotenks, Super Saiyan 3 Adult Gotenks. He, like, is such a like glue, like giving that attack and defensive bonus as well as the key to everyone. He does lower attack, which actually is quite useful, especially on, you know, Super Tech, which for a long time did have some defensive issues, but with the inclusion of Gogeta on it, you know, possibly countering super attacks, it's not really going to be as bad as it once was. Now, Tien's links are not great, but he does have the inclusion of Over in a Flash, which makes him perfect for a lot of the other units on this team, because all of the main attackers for Super Tech all have Over in a Flash and do not have Prepared for Battle. That is something that I think is very important. Now, there is the one downside with Ten Shinhan having Over in a Flash, is it makes our number 4 option here, Super Saiyan 3, you know, Kid Gotenks here, it makes it virtually impossible to get his 11 key super, and thus it does lower Gotenks' attack output quite a bit, but with the boost you're going to get for, you know, the other, you know, Super Saiyan 3s on the team as well as Gogeta, I do feel like Tien is like an absolute crazy staple. Now, Super Saiyan 3 Gotenks here, he, despite the fact that there is now a physical Gotenks who obviously is better in every way, this Super Saiyan 3 Gotenks is still incredibly powerful. I mean, look at his passive, 120% when performing a super attack. So, like, 120%, that's the same, like, baseline that Super Saiyan 3 Goku gets. It's just, obviously, Super Saiyan 3 Goku is able to get Rainbow Orbs, and also, this Super Saiyan 3 Gotenks, I would think the majority of the time on this team will only be outputting extreme damage with his 12-key super. I really did go back and forth between which option was better between number 4 and 5, but I did kind of go with Super Saiyan 3 Gotenks here in the 4 slot over the next unit that we'll be looking at. And of course, his links, Super Saiyan, Fused Fighter, Over in a Flash, Limit Breaking Form, the Innocence, and Fierce Battle. You know, he's got Over in a Flash, he's got Limit Breaking Form, Fierce Battle, Super Saiyan. Very common links on the team, which will allow him to output good damage, even if he's only doing Extreme. We move on to the next unit on the list. We have unit number 5. This is the Adult Super Saiyan 3 Gotenks. Now, one thing I did forget to mention at the start of the video that I did want to talk about is, for these lists, I will be including both global exclusive and JP exclusive units. So as of right now, this Gotenks is JP exclusive. When I'm looking at super strength units, I will be including Paikuhan. Well, if he fits. I haven't actually done the list yet, but if he fits, I will be putting him on. And when I'm looking at the physical units, if Super Kaioken Goku does indeed fit on there, I will also place him on the list. So all of the exclusive units I will be doing on these lists. So let's take a look here. This Gotenks, he only does supreme damage, raises attack for 6 turns, and he gives himself a 100% bonus when launching super attack. So him and Super Saiyan 3 Gotenks, I think, will be outputting very, very similar attack stats. So, I mean, they're very close. I guess, you know what? Hang on. The one difference between them is the 12-key multiplier. Super Saiyan 3 Gotenks is at 140%, whereas the adult Super Saiyan 3 Gotenks is only at 130%. You know, that, I think, would make up the difference between Extreme and Supreme and kind of make the child Gotenks hit harder. But same thing, again, Super Saiyan, Over in a Flash, Limit Breaking Form, Kamehameha, Fierce Battle. You guys can see one thing about Super Tech is it is very cohesive. You know, all these units have Super Saiyan, they have Over in a Flash, they have Fierce Battle, obviously. So that's why these are the units that I went with on this list, and that's why we have yet to see, like, a Prepared for Battle, aka Ready for War unit on this list. So, now we'll go ahead and move on to unit number 6. We have True Value of the Potara, Base Form Vegeto. Now, I actually was kind of not sure exactly where I wanted to put this Vegeto on the list, because of course he does not have Super Saiyan. You know, he has Power Bestowed by God and Prepared for Battle, which are links that aren't going to come in handy. He's got Supreme Power, again, which will not really come in handy, but he does have that 30% for attack and defense, and he does also have Fierce Battle. That Fierce Battle link is a big deal, man. So because of that, I actually have him higher than basically any other support units except for the 10 Shinhan. Although I could see Vegeto losing his relevance sometime in the near future, because, for example, we did see the Super Saiyan 2 adult Gohan actually have a better passive in terms of attack and defense, although he did not have Fierce Battle. Really, it's Vegeto having Fierce Battle, which kind of merits his inclusion right here. Now, the last thing I do want to touch on is his super attack, which has the benefit of giving allies attack 25% for 1 turn, but that's not really going to come into play because you're going to want to run this Vegeto as a floater, okay? So he's going to be supering last, and his that part of his attack, his super attack, the 25% buff, will only apply to him, not his allies. So you're never really going to be getting that very much. Now, the next unit on this list, I had a lot of difficulty with these two right here, okay? Now, I did decide in the end to go ahead and put LR Goku first. So number 7 on the list here is LR Goku. Number 8 on our list is the Super Saiyan Bardock. Now, the reason I kind of have gone back and forth about where I'll put them, because LR Goku, without having the Bardock, is just flat out going to have difficulty when super attacking. I mean, I'll just put it flat out like that. Now, if you adjust your rotations accordingly, the one good thing is that all of those main rotation units you're likely to have, you know, the Super Saiyan 3 Goku, Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta, they're all going to have over in a flash, right? So they won't need much ki to super at all. So possibly you could just save up many ki orbs for LR Goku and get him super attacks. But if you want to run this guy effectively, you have to do it as part of a combo with the Super Saiyan Bardock, okay? Because Bardock, between his orb changing and also his common links that he has with LR Goku, he will allow LR Goku to get not only his 12 key super, but in my experience, you're able to get his 18 key super on the regular. Not to mention, many people will have LR Goku at 100% because Bandai basically gave him to us for free at 100% SA20. There's not really an excuse besides I wasn't playing Dokkan back then. If you didn't get LR Goku back then the only thing you can attribute to it is laziness. Like, okay, obviously, let me not say that, because there's some people who their lives are just way too busy to grind out LR Goku. I got that. But, like, there's a lot of people who will complain that I ain't got time for that, but they're not actually, like, it's not like, that's not legitimately true. They could grind it. So, LR Goku is definitely a very powerful option. That's why I have him 7 on the list. But again, like with his passive only being just a flat bonus of 10,000, only a flat bonus of 3,000 for his defense, and his not so great links, this is a unit who soon will probably be phased out. Of course, obviously, unit number 8 on our list is Bardock. We've gone over him. He is able to seal, but sealing is not really something that's going to be that useful, I think, moving forward. A lot of the bosses are capable of resisting it, but, you know, the first, second, third phases of a lot of these boss fights, they can still be sealed. And he does give himself a 40% attack buff, so he's able to hit kind of decently hard. And he also does have Fierce Battle, which could be pretty good depending on where you would want to slot him, although mainly if you have him on a rotation with LR Goku, you're probably not going to be activating Fierce Battle unless it's TEQ Vegeto, who will be in that 3rd slot. Moving on to unit number 9, we finally get to the man that started basically all of the this video, me deciding to do these series, going through these units, which I know is going to get me a lot of flack. But anyway, we have the Super Saiyan GT Trunks. Now, again, I had people tell me this unit is trash because he has a trash leader skill. And it's like, I don't really see the justification for that when you're not gonna run this Trunks as a leader. Like, it's just flat out, that's not his purpose here. You look at what he can do, and he does add a lot to the team. Number 1, I do like his the second part of his super attack, where he raises his defense by 30% for 6 turns. That is way more useful than if he would be raising his attack, because he's a support unit. he's not going to be hitting that hard, right? But raising his defense will help you at the ass end of your rotations, because you will have this guy as a floater in the 3rd slot. Raising his defense will allow him to take less damage. Now, of course, this is not going to mean he's going to be tanking bosses. You know, his defensive stat is not that high. But just that little extra buff, that 30%, you know, that might shave off 10,000 damage, 5,000 damage. Certainly enough to make a difference. Of course, his passive, attack and STR types key +2, and attack and defense 25%. So the reason I decided to put TEQ Vegeto in front of this Trunks is because he just gives a little bit more on his passive. He gives 30%. And outside of LR Goku, Ki is not an issue on this team, right? If we were talking about like the intelligence, extreme intelligence team instead, I would rather run this Trunks over that Vegeto if we're talking about that team, because they need the Ki. But I do feel as though Super TEQ is not as hard up for Ki as some other teams, unless we're talking about LR Goku. So I think Vegeto having the extra 5% to attack and defense is more beneficial to you than having, you know, the 2 Ki, right? Plus, of course, Trunks' links, he does have Super Saiyan. But the rest of his links, Royal Lineage, Saiyan Warrior Race, Cold Judgment, GT, Prepare for Battle, Shouting Limit, those are links that are going to be worthless on this team. You know, you're going to be running Gogeta, Super Saiyan 3 Goku, Super Saiyan 3 Gotenks. None of them have Prepare for Battle. None of them have Royal Lineage. None of them have Cold Judgment or GT. So most of his links outside of Super Saiyan will be worthless. That's another reason why I decided to put Vegeto a little higher on the list, was because Vegeto does have that Fierce Battle, which I think is very, very important, especially if he'll be on that rotation that has Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta and Super Saiyan 3 TEQ Goku. Now, this last unit, I already foresee people being salty about this, but I'm actually going to put the Baba Shop Krillin here. Now, I know it's too late. The comments have already started. Here's the thing with this guy, right? He does do supreme damage, which is not bad considering he basically is a support unit. He does have the added effect as well of, at SA10, he launches his super attacks before 12 Ki, which is a big deal. So I believe he should probably super attack at 9 Ki, correct? You can farm this guy's super attack with the Krillin from the Bio Broly event, which will soon be on Global the same way it is on JP, right? So this is very interesting. Now, if we look at his passive, he gives a great chance of attack and defense 30% for TEQ types, and then it looks like he just, as a baseline, no matter what, will give TEQ types Ki +2. It might be part of the great chance percentage. It is difficult to tell. I haven't had verification for that. But the main reason I put the GT Trunks over this Krillin, the great chance doesn't really bother me that much, because I would say 7 or 8 times out of 10 you're going to get that active. But, you know, the turns you won't get it are going to play a factor in this, right? But the main reason I have GT Trunks above this Krillin is because of his links. Best Buddies, Courage, Experienced Fighters, Turtle School, Rival Duo, Z Fighters, and Shouting Limit. He will have 0 links active with anyone on the team. So this Krillin is here only for his passive, which is a support. But I do feel like the Great Chance will activate enough, and he will give your main rotation damage dealing units enough of a boost that his inclusion will be worthy. So that is my top 10 units for Super TEQ. I know people are going to be really triggered at all the inclusion of support units, but I'm telling y'all, the teams will be more cohesive and run better if you get your 2 main rotations and then fill the rest out with support units or orb changers. I'm just telling y'all, okay? You ask your favorite Dokkan YouTuber, D-Free, Game & Claw, Talon, they'll probably agree with that. Unless it's an occasion like, you know, Physical, for example, like, does have so many powerful units like Vegeto Blue. You know, you'd have LR Trunks, Super Saiyan 3 Gotenks, Vegeto Blue. Like, Vegeto Blue would output so much damage as a floater that he would probably be better than a support unit, but it's very, very rare. Now, looking at some of the runners-up, some of the alternates that I did not include that people might talk about, Paikuhan or Whis. Here's the thing with them, is their links. They will not be super attacking because they don't have over and a flash, which is the main key link for super attack. People need to understand cohesiveness. Unless you make Paikuhan and Whis an actual rotation on the team, they're not really going to be able to super attack with ease. There is a grade 8 Bardock who hits pretty hard, but again, he does not have over and a flash or any common links really at all. There's the father-son Galaga and Vegeta again, though prepared for battle. Like, that's the thing. All of these units I can see people talking about. You know, Galaga, Vegeta, the Dragon Ball Super Trunks, all of them. Main key link is prepare for battle, future Gohan, and what you want is ready for war. And very especially, the last unit people might bring up, LR Mr. Satan has a link set that is absolute trash. Like, he has LR stats, he could hit hard, but the way his links work, like, he's only going to hold you back. So I don't really consider him for this team, like, at all. If he had any main links at all, sure. But LR Mr. Satan / LR Hercule, just when you're talking about building a cohesive team, he is not a part of that. Let me know what you guys think. I'm sure there's many problems with this list. Any top 10 list is going to have people disagreeing with it. Obviously, it's based on your opinion. But remember, of course, this is my opinion. I started the video out by saying that, and also telling people feel free to let me know how you disagree with the list, which still stands. Please let me know what you think is different. Just don't be that guy about it, if you get what I'm saying. You can tell me why you think I'm an idiot, but just explain it, please. But regardless, thanks for watching, y'all. I'll probably do Extreme Tech next, and then we'll go through the other different typings. But again, shout out to the First Warden for inspiring me for the idea. Shout out to the Gaming Claw, of course, as always. Go check them out. Thanks for watching, y'all, and later.